Okay, recall that there were three different ways to write cosine of 2x. We'd think one would be sufficient, so why would we have the other two? Well, the other two are actually a means to an end. They're going to lead us to the reduction of powers properties. So we're going to just look at these two. Notice they both have a squared cosine of 2x, and then they have one squared term in them as opposed to the first, which had two squared terms. So I'm going to be looking first of all at the blue one, and I'm going to be solving the blue equation for cosine squared of x. I'm going to be solving the green equation for sine squared of x. So let's take a look at the blue one first. So what I did first, if you look at the original one up here, I just rewrote the equation but with the left and right side switched. So I have 2 cosine squared of x minus 1 equals cosine of 2x. Then I added 1 to both sides of the equation. And then I divided by 2. And I end up with cosine squared of x equals 1 plus cosine of 2x over 2. Now I'm going to do something similar with the green equation. I wrote down the original equation, and then I did an addition. I added 2 sine squared of x to both sides of the equation, which eliminates it on the right-hand side and adds it to the left-hand side. Then I subtracted cosine of 2x from both sides, which eliminates it on the left-hand side and subtracts it on the right-hand side. Okay, so these two equations are equivalent, and then all I have to do for my third step is just divide by 2. So these are called reduction of power properties because I can take a squared function and rewrite it as an unsquared function, and that happens to be particularly useful in calculus. We can also do the same thing for tangent. So with tangent squared, since we know that tangent is sine over cosine by the quotient properties, we can say tangent squared is sine squared over cosine squared, and then I'm just going to replace the sine squared with 1 minus cosine of 2x over 2, and the cosine squared with 1 plus cosine of 2x over 2. And then if I multiply numerator and denominator by the same number, so if I multiply this times 2 and this times 2, then that would eliminate the 2 in the denominator, and I would end up with just this. Tangent squared of x is 1 minus cosine of 2x over 1 plus cosine of 2x. So those three are our reduction of powers properties.